Hey, Royaire, what's up?
Happy Monday. How you doing?
How you doing? In the name of Wendy Williams, honey, how you doing? Listen, you know what, Royaire, just speaking of that real quick, imagine if Wendy Williams was still working today. Honey, that thing would be on fire.
I think the people would be throwing stones at her because they would be so upset because Wendy was the truth teller. I mean, ain't none of this a secret what she's talking about. Wendy been saying this stuff for years. Y'all tried to call her crazy. Y'all said she was stupid. She ain't baby.
Hats she getting her karma. Okay? She get her karma for what? Telling the truth. Okay. Shout out.
The apologies are owed to Miss Wendy Williams.
Okay, if they handing out apologies. She the original truth teller. She said about this sinister industry from the door. We see you out there, and listen. You know what, Royaire? The people love us together, and we want to tell y'all we love you back.
We love y'all, and we thank y'all so much. You know, YouTube collaborations could be a toss-up sometimes. Sometimes you get some great collabos, and then others, you know, they're a little rocky sometimes. But this collabo is always amazing. We laugh, we love, and we inspire together. And that is our goal. It's just to keep y'all laughing and keep y'all entertained. So remember to continue to support us by hitting that like button. Make sure you are sharing, letting your friends and family know that we are in the building. We are live. Come on, Dynamic Duo. I'm going to be chill today. Listen, Raheem, we need all of the mess and drama, okay? Bring it tonight. Tonight is the night. Hello, everybody. So thank y'all so much. Like I said, we are live on both of the channels. So make sure you hit the like button on both channels. I have dropped the link to both channels in the message or in the chat rather. So make sure you go and do that for us. Feel free to give if you would like. The giving options are scrolling down below. So feel free to do that and support our channels. And we just appreciate y'all for, you know, putting up with us every couple of days, you know, every so often to hear our laughter and banter and fun all together.
And while you're at it, Royaire, let me say this to everybody. We are really trying to get Royaire's channel to 5K subscribers. So please, if you have not subscribed over there, hit that subscribe button because he needs encouragement and we need encouragement to keep doing this thing. This thing ain't easy. We be taking notes, y'all. You got to take notes.
Listen.
And then sometimes we got to watch it twice.
Okay, listen.
Just to make sure we got our life together.
I was at work today, like, Lord, don't let the people fire me because I'm trying to get my notes in.
Okay, we're going to skip that. We're going to have to scratch that off the record. But anywho. So let's go ahead and let's get into this Married to Medicine. Royaire, do you want to start us off?
I can.
Because it was, it's episode, what is this? It's episode... it's season 11, episode 3, and it says "Saddle Up, Cowgirls." That's the name of
it. Cowgirls. Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's get this started. First of all, like we said, welcome in the building, everybody. Hit that like button, share, and let's get into this. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. Sorry. So, you know, first of all, I love how we open up, you know, the episode with the little montage of everybody. So we start off with Dr. Jackie's office. She's doing her doctorate. We go to Simone and Cecil's boys' apartment. You know, typical boys, fresh out the house, you know, just as nasty and dirty as they want to be. But, you know, They are coming back to clean up the house with the boys. They go set a date, and so they're gonna come back and clean the house. Okay. Um, Letitia and Greg, they playing cat and mouse. He's the mouse, she the cat. And so, he running around trying to get the due so that they can have their baby. And so they land us at the beginning of this episode with Miss Quad. Miss Quad, she's got it. She's got it. Okay. And Miss Quad has got it, baby. Okay. She's got her man, she's got her home, and she's got a brand new car. Okay. So Miss Quad was in the kitchen, cooking her breakfast for her king. Now his last name is King. She reminded us of that last week at the birthday party, so that's why she calls him King. Mr. King calls Quad on the phone and says, "Hey, boo, I need you to come outside." And she said, "Well, what, baby? You got the key. You got the alarm code. You got everything you need. Why am I coming outside?" He said, "Just come on outside." So Miss Quad, sachets from out the kitchen and on outside of her beautiful home. And here comes Mr. King pulling up in a white Rolls Royce. Okay. So, Mr. King is the owner of a luxury rental car business. So, Quad says he drives nice cars, and so he wants his queen driving. So, Quad, gets in the car and she's all happy and excited and she's proud about her car and her man. Her man says, "But go check out the trunk, baby girl." She goes to open up the trunk and boom, it's the Louis Vuitton box. Okay. Quad, it is what it is. She got it. She got it. That's what she spoke it into an existence and it happened. Okay. So, King joins Quad in the confessional officially this episode. So they are now officially a new couple on the Married to Medicine. Okay. Quad said not only did God bless her with a phenomenal man, but he blessed her with a financially blessed man as well. Okay. He takes care of her needs and her wants. Okay. So, they go back into the house. And so, Quad, tells her man, now you get our eggs, baby, the Rolls Royce eggs, the eggs of all eggs. Okay. She cooks him his breakfast. She goes over to open up the box, and it is a Louis Vuitton luggage. Now, before she opened the box, he says, "Now, baby, we done been to Paris 3 times this year."
Shall I ain't been to Paris?
What are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah. Come on now.
Not 3 times, baby. And the year has just started. They just started filming, okay? So, he bought her luggage, a nice Louis Vuitton rolling bag. So that was beautiful. Quad, was asking the confessionals about children and would she like to have children with King. She said, she feels that he is the best man to do it. He's young, he's fit, he's, financially stable, he's a good man, and he's going to bring, a beautiful baby in this world with Quad. Okay. They talked about enjoying Quad's party. Let's see. King makes Quad soft. He says that he brings out a softer side to Quad. So I would love to see that side of Quad. She said she loved her B-Day. She was excited about everything and went well. She has gone to the doctor to make sure that everything is good. So they plan on starting IVF, within the, next couple of months, hopefully, and to get pregnant. Quad wants twins. She wants to jump right in and do this thing. She said that her first marriage was, it was just not a, good marriage to have a baby in. She said it was tumultuous. And, she had to move forward. So, that was the fulfilling of that scene. What do you think about all of that happened with Miss Quad? She's finally got it.
Well, you know what? First of all, let me talk about this Rolls Royce. Well, let me back up before I get into the Rolls Royce. Can you find me a king? Because,
what are we doing wrong? Where? Somebody let me know.
Hey. He rolled up with the car, and the car wasn't the end of the gifts. He had a gift in the trunk for her. I'm trying not to give this situation a side eye. That's what I'm trying not to do. So since I'm going to be good today and not give it the side eye, I will say this. The car was everything. The fact that she had this gift in the trunk to top it off too was really sweet. And it was the bag. And like you said, they've been to Paris 3 times. Here's where I'm going to be like, I'm giving a side eye. Later on when we see them go on the trip, why she ain't have the luggage, but that's a whole nother thing for itself. I'ma just continue on.
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
will say as well, it was a tiny luggage. Now, it looked like the same luggage that Phaedra and her boys had. What was Quad gonna do with that to take anywhere? But it's Louis Vuitton, so shout out to
Oh,
Louis
okay.
Vuitton.
Shout out to Louis Vuitton, right? So she was in the house cooking for him or whatever the case may be. Then she comes outside with this phony shockness. I mean, it was mixture of the scene was staged, and she knows that it was from the rental place, the Rolls Royce. But hey, if she want to say her man bought her a car and brought it over, okay, I'll roll with that, right? It was nice. He seems like a nice guy, a nice individual. What I didn't like in her confessional and how she wants to constantly give a side dig to Greg. Listen, it's
Mm,
over. Let it go. So we already know you and Greg were not the best of people together as a couple, and it didn't work out. You knew that you didn't want to have kids with him, and you knew that he wanted to have kids. But to God be the glory, you didn't have any children together because
mhm.
y'all are just, they're like oil and water.
They
But
saved the
you
child,
can't.
whoever that child was gonna be. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. But you can embrace your new relationship without dogging the previous relationship. And when you're an adult, you should know that it's going to be okay. Just be like, listen, you know what? I didn't have a chance to have kids before. Now I'm with King. I think I'm going to have kids, but she's willing to have kids without being married.
Mm.
And because she said, whatever the way the first one was, and she's going to do in vitro.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wish her well, but Quad is in this humongous house, and
Mm.
listen, the streets from what Sweet Tea said that Dr. Heavenly asked her to come on the show pretty much to help save Quad because Quad didn't have no other job or no money to pay for the house. And so now Quad is giving shade every chance she get, to Sweet Tea and everything else. Slow down, Quad. You just got your paycheck back. Slow down,
Literally.
Quad. Right. Because King is your boyfriend and not your husband. Slow down, Quad, because I'm not quite sure about this relationship. And I'm hoping it's not a paid situation like some of the girls on these reality shows do when they
Mm.
need a storyline.
Mm.
I'm not 100% sold on this situation, but I did see online. I got to go back and see if that's true. That Quad was pregnant. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Okay, I got to relook for it. While you continue, I'm gonna relook for it. But I had saw
Okay.
something online about Quad being pregnant with King's baby. Come on, Vanessa, with the Kenya special. That's what I'm feeling right now. That this is the Kenya special. All the men that Kenya brought up on the show, they was rented, bought, or paid for.
Woo, that is so true.
I don't know what's
That,
going on with
well,
Quad.
well, I don't want to say that that was the alleged
Right,
story. That yes, yes.
right,
Let me say that.
right.
Yes,
And I
yes.
will say this though, they do look good together, and he
Mhm.
seems like a nice guy.
I mean, heck, if you're gonna come up here and fake it, you better bring somebody that look good.
Child, listen, child.
Mm. Well, anything else on that scene?
Not really.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like I said, Miss Qua, she got it, she got it. It seems like that she's living out, everything that she wanted. I hope that this man is truly here, for her and not for the cameras and for the clout. So, I'm normally a pretty good judge of character, Auntie. I really haven't gotten a good feel on him yet. So we gonna see going forward how this turns out. So going on to the next scene, we have Toya and Dr. Eugene. We are at Dr. Eugene's new office. Now, here is another attempt of Dr. Eugene trying to start a business, and I
Mhm.
think at this point, Dr.
Now she
Eugene.
said another attempt.
Well. This is, a couple of seasons ago, we had the attempt for they were doing the energy shots, giving people,
That's true.
they were
That's true.
doing that for a little minute, and then he had another partner a couple of years back that he was working with as well. So we're trying something new, and as they say, start off small, okay? And
Mhm.
Eugene is starting off small in a one-room office, okay? He's got the bed in the room. He's got the couch in the room. He's got his desk, and he's got the credit card reader all in one place. Okay, it's a one-stop shop. All right. So Dr.
Not all in
Eugene.
the same room.
Look, and Toya gonna sit in there and answer the phones too while he helping the client.
So unsanitary.
Listen, you got to start off small, okay? They can't be owing the government no more, okay?
That's facts. Come on now. You can't talk to me. Go ahead now. You are correct. We don't need the IRS on their back again.
What Quad say? You owe $200,000 to the IRS, girl.
Yeah.
A box of Roman noodles up in there.
Ciao.
Oh my God. So Eugene is setting up his card reader in his new business. Dr. Eugene's new office, is here. It is called hold on, I'm sorry, I wrote it down. It's called okay.
Don't worry, it's one room. We'll figure it out.
Something infusions. Yeah, something infusions. But he is doing testosterone infusions, and as well, some other things as well. So Avery comes to the office with
hormones for men.
Hormones, testosterone, and hormones. Yes.
And weight loss stuff.
And weight loss stuff. That's what it was. Yes. So, Avery comes to the office, that's their 12-year-old son. And, Dr. Eugene is explaining to Avery, in this office, this is where I'll be doing hormone replacements. You know what hormones is. And so, Avery's a little confused between the hormones and the parts of the body and said, talking about the female part. And he said, no, not the female part. It's actual testosterone for men, and hormones for women. And so estrogen, for women. And so, Eugene kind of breaks all of that down. And so, Avery is at the age of 12. He's going through puberty. And so Eugene says this is the time where, you're going to start receiving more testosterone and you'll get to be growing and stuff like that. And he said, I think I've already had my first wet dream. And Toya, but I've never known a person to be so into their child's sexuality and what their child is going through and doing and just all up in it. It's just too much for me. Toya be doing the most. And so Toya is all obsessed about it. And so, Avery is just like, I don't even want to talk about it no more. So Avery goes on out the room. Toya comes in and sits down and says, hey, listen, I got an idea, okay? I want to add some new things to the menu. I think it would be a great idea for you to add Botox to the menu. Toya said, it would be a great benefit for the business. It'll make us money. I tried to tell you a couple years ago. You didn't listen. Had you listened to me then, we would be in a different situation. Eugene is in a place where he's trying to start off small and slow. Eugene does not personally want to do the Botox injections. He would rather hire someone who is a professional in doing that to get them to do that. So Toya, slow down. Pump the brakes, ma'am. We just got the business off the floor. We still in one room, okay? We can't be doing Botox in one corner and then infusions in the other corner. No, ma'am. We need another room, a building to get this off in. So let Eugene start off smooth and easy, okay? Toya used to work for Pfizer when she was living in Detroit. And then when she moved to Atlanta, she said she worked for Procter & Gamble. So she's good at marketing and things like that. Eugene does see value in Toya's idea, but he just wants to start off slow and smooth and do what he feels is best for him. It's nice that Eugene has finally decided to come out of the ER. Eugene, listen, you got to humble beginnings, okay? Humble beginnings. Eugene is finally out of the ER, and so he's glad to take some of his ER experience, into this new business venture that he's working in. And so that was pretty much all of that scene. Any thoughts there?
I like Toya and Eugene as a couple. And Eugene love him some Toya, okay? Mm-hmm. Listen, if Toya ever left, he gonna be running down every block asking her to come back, snatching her back up or whatever. That is his boo.
Not
He
every flop.
I it will come out of Toya's mouth. He will entertain it. I like them as a couple. You know, these two, they thick as thieves, and he respects her. She respects him in her own Toya way. And you know, he's like, hold on. Cause like you said, when I saw the bed sitting over there looking so unsanitary, that I was like, what is going on here? What in the one room is going on here? But you know what?
Listen,
But like
Eugene
you
is going to
said,
have some
you
beginning.
got to start out somewhere, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I understand because the ER was beating him down, but I think that Dr. Eugene had so much trouble in the ER because remember, he worked in the ER during the pandemic and he saw a lot, and I think that took
Mm-hmm.
a big toll on him. He saw a lot of deaths. In addition to that, remember, he was working like 7 shifts a day because that's when they owed all that money. So Eugene would be at the hospital. He would do his shift. He would out sleep for an hour and do another shift because he had to do that so that they could get out of that debt. So Eugene doesn't have, you know, good memories about the hospital because he worked so hard. It was just too much for him. And then when he was working hard, Toya wasn't understanding because he would come home and Toya would want, you know, him to be a husband. And was wondering what's going on with the sex and this, that, and the other. And he's like, I just saw 10 people die. Can you give me a break? So
He can't
remember they
do it
went
all
through it.
for you.
Yeah, that
Look,
part.
he gotta take care of the patients at the hospital. Then he gotta come home and help the kids with the school because Toya acting like she too slow to do homework. Eugene can't do it all. Here we
And
are.
he's the cook.
Recharge wellness.
He's a cook. Okay. You want me to add that? Okay.
And he was a cook.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Recharge
Mm-hmm.
wellness. Art services, medical weight loss, sexual health, hormonal optimization, and boost mental wellness. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Consult now. All right. Holla for Recharge Wellness Health.
Shout out to Recharge Wellness Health. Oh, they
Mm-hmm.
got an Instagram page and everything.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All
Mm.
right, Eugene. We see you with your potions and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but your potions. Oh God. You a fool. You a fool out with your potions. You a fool.
So shout out to Recharge Wellness and Health. If you are in the Atlanta area or surrounding, go check it out and let us know how your experience was. Now there is only one room, so you know you will be in there. But we appreciate the humble beginnings. Shout out to Eugene.
Let me
Yes.
ask you this though: if it's one room, where do the patients wait at when they come in? Do you wait? I don't know why I fool with you sometimes. Do you wait outside in your car
You
and
ain't sitting right in your car until they call your number. It's like how they was doing with the rapid COVID test. You got to wait in the car until they call you.
Oh my God, I cannot. And then Eugene is a one-man show, so
Okay.
he gotta call you in between patients. Okay, you next.
Eugene is looking for a receptionist that can work for free volunteer hours. So if you have that kind of time on your hands, this is a position for somebody that's retired and that don't need no money. If you're retired, you don't need no money and have good customer service, reach out to Recharge Wellness Health, Dr. Eugene Harris. Okay.
Wait. Royaire, is the receptionist gonna have to work out of her car too? Oh, God.
They gonna have to get a film curtain to put up and just stretch across the reception.
Oh God, I
But
cannot.
listen, we are here for the Black businesses. All jokes aside, shout
Yes,
out to Dr. Eugene, for starting a business, trying to build
yes,
wealth. So for the family and keeping in mind our community. So shout out to Eugene. Thank you so much for what you are doing, and it's nice to see that you are growing and trying, something new and something different. Okay. Whew. All righty.
hmm.
Anything else on that?
No, we good.
Mhm.
Hmm.
All righty. Not biking medical Medicaid. Medicaid and Medicare insurance cut down. Child, listen, okay. So Miles and Michael, we are at their apartment, okay? Now, like I said at the beginning, Simone and Cecil were over at their crusty, dusty apartment, with trash everywhere and just smelling like shit grits and all the trimmings. And they just, Simone and Cecil said, we're going to set a date. We're going to come over and we're going to all clean up together, okay? Simone said, I have to teach my grown children how to clean, okay? So, Simone and Cecil go over there. They knock on the door. They try to be gracious, owners who are renting out. They were nice enough to knock on the door. There's no answer at the door. Cecil uses the key to come in. And, they said it just stinks. They can't believe it, but we are here to clean up. Well, they're walking around looking for Miles and Michael, and Miles and Michael are nowhere to be found, okay? So, Simone instantly gets pissed off because she's taking time out of her day to come and clean up behind her boys who are already moved out of the house, okay? So Simone says, well, we ought to just, clean it and then charge them, for what we do or whatever. Well, Cecil said we should just kind of clean it and then, next time just let them know that they need to do better. So they start cleaning. As they start cleaning, Cecil asks, how are things going with the ladies? How was Quad's party? Simone said, well, have you ever heard of a baby reveal? Well, a gender reveal? Well, we had a boyfriend reveal. Quad decided to reveal her boyfriend. They've been dating for a year. He paid for the whole party, and everything. Cecil was shocked because he did not know about the boyfriend, Now, I think Cecil thinks that he has a very close relationship with Quad. And so he felt like he should have known before before Simone should have known. But he did not know. So Cecil was in his feelings a little bit, okay? Simone, went on to talk about the fact that Quad having a man and not sharing with the ladies in over a year is another sign that, Quad is really not interested in being in real relationship with the other ladies. And if it's not going to be, a friendship, why is she here? If you're not going to be honest and transparent with us, why are you here? Cecil says it's kind of hard to bring new people into the group with all the questioning and the investigating and the allegations that surface about an individual coming to the group. After that, they finished cleaning. They left a receipt for $425 and they took a speaker. That was their payment. Your thoughts and opinions on that?
I felt like that scene was pretty cute. I like the part where they wrote the whole receipt for the payment or whatever the case may be. I thought that was cute. I like Cecil and Simone together too. And I'm so glad that their marriage did not end. That was all worked out. So I really
their
do.
marriage was the marriage that was saved on this show. I forgot all about that.
Their marriage was saved, and unfortunately, so was Dr. Jackie and what's this? Well, her husband.
Doc Curtis. Well,
okay. So but I do like those two together. Simone is low key funny, right? She said, "You heard of a gender reveal? Well, it was a boyfriend reveal." I said, "Come on, Simone, she be doing the most, right?"
Boyfriend reveal. I said, yeah.
But I do get what she's saying. It's like everybody has to share on these shows, share in their life, and Quad gets to show up when she feels like it, and she shares the information she wants to share when she wants to share it. So I do understand and get that part of it, right? It's like, it's not fair that all of them are getting paid and all of them probably get a similar amount of pay. But here I am, I got to give up all of my life to be a part of the show. and you get to say whatever you want when you want in order to be part of the show, but yet you're getting your check. So I get Simone's gripe with a quad, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, nothing in life is fair, Roy. You
Yeah.
got in real life, you got, the people at Target. I'm here sweating, busting down, stocking the shelves, and then the next employee is on the phone chilling. It's
Mhm.
just, it is what it is, and it's almost sometimes nothing you can do about it. But overall, I thought it was a cute scene.
Yes, I thought it was a nice scene as well. As you said, I totally agree with Simone and, Quad showing up and clocking in,
Mhm.
and I think I would be a little bit better, more accepting of it if Quad was a doctor, then maybe I could give it a little bit more of a pass. But you're not even a doctor, nor are you married to a doctor anymore. So if you're going to be here, we really need you to show up and clock in on a regular basis. You need to be doing more than what Heavenly is doing. For real, like, she brought you back to clock in and you still halfway clocking in, showing up the scenes when you want to and how you want to. It just doesn't work for me. I was also confused, um, on why Cecil is just so obsessed with Quad and the relationship, trying to get it together.
I think, well, the men on Married to Medicine, they're more into the shows and the scenes than any other men on the different shows, except the beginning of the heyday of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But
Mhm.
see, I go back to that's what make the shows, right? When the Real Housewives of Atlanta, when all of their men was had their little pockets of it, that's
Mhm.
when we got real, authentic Real Housewives of Atlanta. Peter
Yes.
was a piece of work.
Yes.
Apollo was a piece of work. Greg
Agree.
served his purpose. You understand what I'm saying? But he rested.
R.I.P.
Come on, like R.I.P. He served his purpose. And when the man got
And don't
into
forget about Todd, baby. We know when Todd showed up, it was gonna be a production.
okay, a production. So the men, they had their scenes with the men, and I liked when they showed the men. So with Married to Medicine, it's kind of the same thing. And so, Cecil, Cecil just be talking because he needs something to say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like
mm,
he just engaging in the scene or whatever the case may be. But Cecil really don't mean no harm. He just trying to, keep his wife happy because he almost lost her over what was her name again? What was that dog?
Tammy.
Tammy. He almost lost his wife over Tammy in the foolery. And so now he just trying to lay low, keep the foot in the door and give them something to talk about. And he say, you just apologize and get your life together with Quad.
Okay.
That's
I just want to make sure we being just, not too friendly, but just enough friendly to keep it friendly.
it.
This is the second time that we've talked about Quad, and brought Quad up. First, we having private meetings behind our wives' back with Quad, and now we asking about her again. So I just want to make sure we in the clear. Emmanuel, in regards to your comment about their book, last season they addressed the book and said that they were not going to write the book because writing the book was causing them to go back through their issues again and bringing up the divorce conversation again. So they decided to scratch the book and leave their issues alone and continue on how they are. So good for that. Good
Mhm.
for that. But Quad can't be trusted. Katrina said Quad can't be trusted. Well, can
Ooh,
Cecil be trusted is the question. But
ooh.
on to the next. So we are having a house meeting at Contessa's. We are joined by Phaedra. Phaedra comes in. Contessa's trying to put her little cute dog out the house. So she gets the dog out the house. Phaedra walks in and said, "Everything is just lovely. Did you prepare this?" Contessa said, "Yes, I prepared it right from that dish and onto the plate." Okay. So we love a good, preparation from the plate to plate. Um, Contessa is still upset in regards to Heavenly's and hers relationship and how everything went down. She was not very pleasing of Heavenly getting on the YouTube streets and dragging Contessa's marriage and saying things about her husband. Sweet Tea enters the room at that point in time, and they continue on the conversation of not being, happy with Heavenly's behavior. Sweet Tea says that, she's, trying to get pregnant. She's trying to move on. She just wants to move on with this situation with Heavenly. It's been a lot of stress on her, and she said that, Heavenly is emotionally abusive and it's hard to deal with someone like that. The ladies, catch up Sweet Tea on Quad's birthday party on how all of that was. Contessa said it was a fabulous event. Phaedra said that, she introduced her boyfriend of a year and he seems like a nice guy, so they're happy for her. Contessa said that we should have a group trip together. We need to all get together. You and Heavenly need to have a conversation and try to move past, what you've got going on. And it would be nice for the other ladies to, to move on as well. I think Contessa kind of wants to get the group to a place where everyone can all go out together and be on one accord, and we're not leaving one person out or three people out or whatever the case may be. Phaedra comes up with a glamping trip idea going down to Florida. As you know, here recently within the past year or so, they've been talking about the Black Cowboys and how black people were the originator of cowboys. So they're gonna take a little trip down to Florida, to go to the ranch and just spend some time in the outdoors and getting back connected with one another.
I love this scene. The dog was cute. I like the little dog. He was cute,
He
and
don't listen, but he was cute.
yeah. You know who they not showing too much of yet? Maybe we gotta wait. Scott. I think Scott has been burned from the previous seasons, and he gonna show up when he need to. But if he don't need to, he don't want nowhere near that camera.
No,
We
it's
seen
giving Curtis.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you called that thing. It's giving Curtis. Okay, I like that. So we haven't been seeing much of Dr. Scott, but I like those three together. Sweet Tea is hey Troy, hey everybody. Sweet Tea is she's really a sweet person and very naive, very like laid back.
Yeah.
And I like when she showed up to the scene. She's really just her authentic self. She's not jaded yet by reality TV. She's not coming on with theatrics and all of that. So and listen, let's be clear. Heavenly is a mean girl. She's verbally abusive. It's a point blank in the period. But I like those three together. I like the fact that they're coming up with this trip, and we're going to see it later. I do like their invitations.
Yes.
I do like their invitations. I thought it was pretty cute. And those three together, it was a cute scene. I liked it.
Yes. I cracked up when Phaedra said Sweet Tea looked like Luana from Good Times.
Didn't she?
I said, Phaedra, you are showing your age, honey. You are showing your age.
Didn't she though? Didn't she though?
She did. Overall, in my opinion, I think this scene specifically was one of the most authentic scenes that I have seen in a while. The ladies were being themselves, they were being comfortable, they were having genuine, honest conversation and being just real about everything that's going on. I really, really enjoyed this scene. It was a nice little laughter. It was some truth telling. As she said, Heavenly is verbally, emotionally abusive. And I would, dare to go as far as what you said, verbally abusive as well, and I think, Sweet Tea, in my opinion, is a little shocked because of the behavior, because of the ages of the ladies, the behavior that she experiences with them. I don't think she expected to have that experience with them, especially for the age that they are. For them, most of them are in their 50s and they are very immature, in some situations. And maybe it's amped up immaturity because it's TV. But then at the same token, how far do we go for real? How far are we really willing to take it just for a camera? I think, Dr. Jackie's behavior last year when it came to Sweet Tea and their conversation, it could have been handled better, in my opinion. Sweet Tea did say some things to Jackie, but I feel, in Jackie's maturity, it would behoove you to be an example and an elder to Sweet Tea. And I do
Mhm.
not see her being that. And I think for Jackie to be the staple of Married to Medicine and to be the mother of Married to Medicine, I would do a little bit better in mothering and, stabilizing Sweet Tea in this game, especially if you already know the producers are going to continue to have her around anyways. And then the same for, Dr. Heavenly. I think that you would want to be an auntie figure to Sweet Tea. You brought her into this, as you stated, Quad, needed a job, she didn't have anything going on. So it was a great idea to bring her. Though you had the great idea, the behavior or in the way that you have treated her, it's just been not a good look for you as a woman and as a doctor. It's just not. It just hasn't been.
They're a bunch of mean
I
girls.
love Heavenly. Y'all know I love Heavenly, but
Yeah,
we got to speak the truth.
yeah, it's just they're a bunch of mean girls.
Yeah,
And this girl is young, and not only she's young, like she said, it's not a good environment for her to try to have a baby in.
it's not. This is
No, it's
unhealthy.
toxic. It's
It's
toxic.
truly, truly unhealthy. It's toxic.
Mhm.
And to be around black women who are doctors and know the complication of what it is to
Mm.
try to get pregnant and to continue this same environment towards her, or to allow your friend to continue that same behavior in the environment, it speaks volumes. It
It
speaks volumes.
does. It does. Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
would like to see better treatment of Sweet Tea from the ladies, especially our senior adults in the group. So
Which is the group outside of quad. Outside of quad, which is the group, and I and
Toya's still
oh,
young. Toya, is she in her?
Toya is young. Toya
Okay,
is young.
I just
But
want to say she's still in her
Toya
40s.
hasn't been like nasty to Sweet Tea like that.
No, right, right,
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
So yeah, that was that scene. I thought that was a really nice scene. I truly enjoyed the scene, as you said as well. So
yeah.
moving into this next scene, I just love this scene. This was hilarious. Dr. Heavenly, we're
I
at
did
Dr.
too.
Heavenly. You did too?
I did too. And you know what? I'll let you talk about it. But can I say this? I would love to see more of this with her than that other stuff.
Yes.
In
Yes.
this scene, I love Dr. Heavenly. But
Great TV. Great
yeah.
TV. This
Mm-hmm.
was great reality TV.
Yeah.
We're talking about something that you do. This is something that's needed in our community. A lot of people do not go to the dentist because they don't see their teeth as being important. But your teeth are so important. I feel
Ooh.
like when people take care of their teeth, it brings out the person. I mean, your
Mm-hmm.
teeth make you look like a whole new person if you really take care of them for real, for real. Like they really,
Yes,
really do.
true.
Okay.
Very true.
So, we show up to Dr. Heavenly's office. And so her son is interning with her, Zachary. So, Heavenly's son goes in to do the consultation with their client. And so, he comes in, he introduces himself as the future Dr. Zachary of dentistry. And so, he explains kind of what they're going to be doing. And so, Dr. Heavenly is there shadowing him. And so, Zach forgot to put on his goggles and mask before he came in. So we had to throw it back again and come back in and do it again. So he came back in with his goggles. And so they begin the procedure. Now, Zach began to put on his gloves. And so Zach, decided to use the gloves that are, non-latex. So he had a little struggle with putting on the gloves. And so, Dr. Heavenly is kind of telling Zach, come on, you need to get it together. I need you to have your stuff together. And so Zach is like, Mommy, I got it. It's Dr. Combs, not Mommy.
Oh my God, that was so
It
cute.
was so funny. It was so cute. Then Zach was supposed to be getting his utensils ready, and he was just struggling with the utensils. I mean, it was just a beautiful, fun scene. It was nice to see mommy and son time. Zach is one of the children that we did not get to see growing up because Zach did not want to be a part of production. So
Yeah.
Zach is a little bit more, in my opinion, special to Heavenly. I feel like he just has that. She has a golden heart for him for whatever reason. And I think it's more so because he is following in her passion of dentistry. He's been
Mhm.
very serious about it. He advocates about it on Instagram. He recently graduated from dentist school. And so he's just doing his thing. So, Dr. Heavenly came in, finished up the procedure, done her part. They thanked the client. So Heavenly, as they were into the scene, said, "Well, son, you need, you got to wash your hands and make sure you do everything." I know, Mom, Dr. Kimes. So, your thoughts on that scene? I thought that
Oh
was
my God. It made me love Dr. Heavenly. And I haven't been in love with her in like forever. But I thought the scene was so cute. I think it's great and amazing that, her son is following in her footsteps and that she is his mentor helping her. And he was nervous. And you saw the sweat beads on his head when he was like holding the thing in the mouth for his mom. Um, I love the scene and the fact that her son is in dentistry. That's not an easy feat, and I just love the scene. I really did, and I was like, I really wish we could see more of this piece of Dr. Heavenly than the stuff that we see.
well, and
Um,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
but no, I'm good. You could go ahead.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Phaedra. Dr. Heavenly talked about in her live the other week that actually Phaedra was the one to kind of help get that into play. You know,
Oh,
um, Phaedra came over to Heavenly's house and said, Heavenly, you messy a lot. You do a lot. And you're not given an opportunity for the cameras to show the true you and what you do and your businesses and stuff. So you need to think about that. She said that, Phaedra went and talked to production about filming at her dentist office with her son, and it happened. Phaedra made it happen for her. So shout out to Phaedra. Phaedra may be shady and do all of her little schemes and scams and stuff, but she is really looking out.
she's reality gold. We got to give it up, even though, and it's messed up because Dr. Heavenly actually shaded Phaedra and said when Phaedra was on Dancing with the Stars, she said something about she brought the ratings up for Married to Medicine, and Dr. Heavenly came out and shaded her over that and said no, if it wasn't for her and Quad, there would be no Married to Medicine, all of that. But even I want to say Phaedra even gave a great idea to Sweet Tea about reality TV. Phaedra, I wish Bravo would have his own little award show because definitely for sure Phaedra needs to win at least 1 year Queen of Reality TV.
Yes.
And Phaedra, out of all the people I hear like trying to help other people, Phaedra name comes up a lot with her genuinely trying to help other people win.
Yes, I hear it a lot, as you said. She has a lot of great business ideas. She helped Toya with her business with the wine idea last year. She helped out Sweet Tea with Sweet Tea's tea ideas thing that she had going. Phaedra not only is looking out for herself, but she's looking out for the betterment of her sisters as well. So shout out to Phaedra. Yes, Heavenly did close the wig store, Lisa. And Lexi, I love the way he said mommy too. I am a mommy boy. I say mommy. And I just thought that was so cute too. So that was a dope, sweet scene. I truly, truly enjoyed that. And Heavenly, I would love to see more scenes like that, a more softer side of you, that loving, motherly side. It was just amazing. It was amazing. It brought me back to those days when you spend so much time with Laura on the show as well. Those were some amazing scenes, honey. And Laura, I need you to just help your mama out, girl. Get it together and tell her to do right, okay? So, anything else on that?
No, definitely. I'm gonna call this as the scene of the night for Married to Medicine. Yes. That scene was everything. And you can tell that her children love her. And so on that note, we know there's a better side of Dr. Heavenly. Why has she sold herself to the devil? A lot of people are selling themselves to the devil for this Bravo check. And at the end of the day, it's not worth it. But go on. But that scene was everything, and I loved it.
And this is not an excuse, but I feel like she does that because she truly does know who cares about her. I feel like she knows that her children really do love her. And, Damon they have whatever kind of relationship they have. So she's secure in that and feels like that she can do whatever else she wants to do with other people, but it's not okay. It's not okay. But as we said, beautiful scene, great scene tonight. You did it for me, Heavenly. That was awesome. And Zachary, y'all did that. So moving into the next scene, we have Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie is seeing a new patient. I want to say her name was Ryan. She's a professional basketball player. Ryan is looking to have a baby with her partner. Dr. Jackie is going to be removing fibroids from her uterus. And so Dr. Jackie was just kind of breaking down the process of how everything is going to go, what to expect, and moving forward, what to do once she starts the IVF process and trying to get pregnant. So I thought that was a nice little scene. Good to see that Dr. Jackie is out here helping, all people of all kinds. So anything on that? Okay. So
You know, I'm trying to like Dr. Jackie. What I do like about Dr. Jackie is the fact that she's an OBGYN, and I know she's very well respected in the community. And I do know at the end of the day, Jackie cares about her patients. She cares about healthcare and all of that. But Jackie has this air about her. And she just comes across so phony to me. Um,
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna try with Jackie. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep trying.
Yeah. I just truly I have gotten to a place where I just appreciate the doctoral skills that you provide. Thank you for providing
Yes.
your doctoral skills, and continue to be that supportive person in the community to help everybody, to help our women, our black women, and to keep us healthy. So thank you, Dr. Jackie, for what you do in
Yeah,
that
I
area.
agree with you on that.
So the ladies are getting their invitations for the um trip down to the Saddle Up and Cowgirl trip. Okay,
Mhm.
so Simone gets hers on the porch. Cecil brings that to her. Alora brings the invitation to Heavenly, and Jackie receives her on the porch as well as Toya. And it says, "Saddle up, cowgirls, and get ready to trade the city streets for the dusty trails and skyscrapers for the stars lit sky. We are going to be on a wild ride for the girls' getaway." Signed, Phaedra, Contessa, and Letitia. Now, the ladies were surprised at the ending of that invitation with the names that were listed on the list. Okay, so Heavenly and Laura were scared to open their box because they didn't know what was gonna pop out, and especially with Heavenly's behavior, you just never know what you're gonna see. That's why you got to do people right, Heavenly, because you don't ever know what you're gonna get. You over here scared. Toya, she doesn't know if this is how this trip is going to be because all of the ladies are in such turmoil, in rough situations. Contessa and Heavenly are at it. Simone and Quad are at it. Quad and Letitia are at it. Letitia and Heavenly are at it. And Toya just doesn't know if she's going to be able to go and enjoy herself at all because it ain't going to be nobody to party with because all of the ladies are at each other's necks. Let's see. Cecil asked about the girls' trip, and then he thinks that this will be a good opportunity for the ladies to kind of separate, and have one-on-one conversations and build, their relationships back up. He really wants this to be a place where Quad and Simone get back together and get back on one accord. Simone says that she's willing to apologize for what happened at the reunion. She definitely owes Quad an apology for that. But the rumor mill has it that Quad is not looking for an apology from the reunion. She's looking for an apology from back in Napa Valley last season, where Simone and the ladies put her out and told her she had to get back on the plane and fly home. They're undeserving of being here. Okay,
Woo!
Simone, she doesn't think that, Quad really wants honest, real friends around her. And so
Mhm.
Quad, is optimistic about, excuse me, Simone is optimistic about how this, trip is going to go. Cecil said a wise woman once said that an apology is for you. And that was said by Dr. Jackie last season after Letitia apologized to her after calling Jackie a bitch, which
Mm,
she can't be.
mm.
Your thoughts?
I think the invitations were everything. And yes, there are a lot of group dynamics going on that needs, healing, I'll say. I think this was the perfect three to throw the event, to host the event. Sweet Tea, who is she, she's a new girl on the block, so to speak. And then you got Contessa, who's coming back and who's came back. And then you got Phaedra, who, we didn't know, we wouldn't have known, but we know now that in real time
Mhm.
she has left Married to Medicine, right? So you
Mhm.
got the newbie, the incoming, and the outgoing person, doing this event. And I think that Phaedra, to me, is going to be missed on Married to Medicine, but that's my thoughts. I don't work over there. Only they would know. I think she was a good, easy, calming, addition to the
Middle
show.
ground. Yes.
Middle ground, and I think they should afford to keep her. That, but they think they above it all. Just like we was tied on the Real Housewives of Potomac of all the cat fighting, we don't want all of that on, help me out. We don't want all of that on Married to Medicine. And I
Yeah.
feel like with Quad, there's always going to be this cat fighting. Okay.
Mhm.
Hey Leo, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey y'all, love you and Roy is Married to Medicine with you cat. Well, we love you back. Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
So I just feel like, we need a balance, and I think that Phaedra gives that great balance. And I don't know. I just felt like, but overall, great invitations, great idea. I'm loving the fact that they're doing this trip and going on this trip. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that Sweet Tea is getting a go, because I think Quad not inviting her to the party. I think if she would have invited her to the party and the girl said no, that would have been, one thing. But for her to not invite a Sweet Tea, I thought was messy.
Yeah, it was very messy. But we'll see how that goes forward. Listen, y'all, we thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure you're hitting that like button on both of the channels. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. So thank you so much for joining us. And share, share, share. So moving on to the next scene. We are at Phaedra's home. Okay, Apollo was picking up the boys. Now, this is the first time we have seen a Phaedra, Lord Jesus, Phaedra and
So Phaedra dropped the boys off over at Apollo's house.
no, that she picked them up. That was her house,
No, she's dropping them off because she's going on the trip.
right? But he came to her house because remember in the confessional she was like she don't allow Apollo in her house because he
No,
crazy.
but beat you. She no, she dropped them off at his. She dropped the kids off at his
Oh,
house.
Diva, I'm gonna fight you on this one. She did not
Ah,
drop
well, go ahead. Tell the scene. Tell the scene. I'm telling you, she
because
dropped.
Phaedra, she came up the steps and she said, "Boys, your dad is here." And she opened up the door and they rolled on out the house. And so Apollo, because Apollo, I was surprised that Apollo pulled up in this Mercedes truck.
No,
He
but
came to
that's us
Phaedra's.
agreeing with you.
Yes, yes, he came to Phaedra's. He pulled up in that
Okay.
big old box Mercedes truck, and I was like, "Where
I'm
is
like, why
Apollo
did I
getting this
get
money
confused? But
from?"
I felt like, okay, I got confused. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
So, the boys come outside. Phaedra tells Apollo, hey, I've been gone for about 5 days. I'm going down to Florida with the ladies that you met in New York last year. So, just, let me know if you need anything. The boys will be with you. She gave, his EpiPen to Apollo and said, make sure you take care of my baby, okay? Now, Phaedra, as I said, Phaedra and Apollo have been on and off, together since 1995, okay? Their final, togetherness was once Apollo kind of went to prison after all of the schemes and scandals that was going on with that, okay? So, the boys, we're preparing to walk off. She said, I don't get no love. I don't eat nothing. So the boys gave Phaedra hugs and kisses. She sent them on their way, and so she said, well, Toya told me that she's seen you out somewhere. And she was, asking about your business and was telling me, that, you and Shireen had a little situation and wanted to know if you and I were getting back together and said, it was a long drawn out conversation. Well, Apollo said no. It was just a little heart, little moment. She asked me what was going on, what happened with me and Shireen. She wanted to know if we were getting back together. And Phaedra said, well, how nosy of her. He said, yes, it was a little nosy. Phaedra, was not okay with Toya, trying to get all up in the business. Apollo said, things is going to be all right. You go ahead and enjoy your trip. And that was pretty much the ending of that scene. Any thoughts?
Cute scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that her and Apollo, they're co-parenting the
Yeah.
best they can. But
Mm-hmm.
she throws little digs too that I think are necessary. Like, he can't come in my house because I don't want that energy, and he's nasty and this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, that's your kid's father. They go to his house, and do you think the energy is just shaking off? You girl, she do too much sometimes. But you know what? It wouldn't be Phaedra if Phaedra wasn't doing all the extra, okay? Because that's Phaedra.
Well,
But
Faith tell y'all she do too much because y'all do too little.
okay. The boys are adorable. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
boys are adorable. And yeah, she said he crazy. She too
He's
much, okay?
crazy,
Yeah,
and she don't want that
okay.
energy in her house.
The boys are, Vanessa, the boys are adorable. They're just handsome young men, and they're a good mix between Phaedra and Apollo. Okay, they get a lot of them genes from their daddy. But
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm glad to see them have a full circle moment, so to speak, where they're able to talk to each other.
I'm so glad as well for that, but also that Phaedra, is still allowing their father to be in their lives. As she said in her confessionals, I'm raising young Black boys and they need their father. And no matter what Apollo has done, I'm glad that she is allowing their father to be there to support them and carry them through, these formative years of their lives. Unfortunately, Apollo was locked up for a little while, and so they missed out on a few moments, but the fact that he is coming around and Phaedra is allowing him to come around and be
Yeah.
with the boys and spend time with them and make them into good men. Shout out to Phaedra. There are a lot of individuals who choose not to have their children around their father or their mother, for that reason as well. And so it's nice that Phaedra is actually doing the right thing and trying to fulfill wholeness in her boys so that they can have that whole life in them. So I just truly enjoyed that, and I wanted to give a special shout out to Phaedra for that because she really does not have to do it, but I'm glad that she is doing it.
Yeah. No,
So,
it's commendable when a couple can find their way to co-parent and
yeah,
put aside their differences and think more about their children than themselves. It's always a good thing. And so I appreciate that. And I like the way that we're seeing this co-parenting between them, right? And we're seeing reality. She's like, he could come, he just ain't coming inside. I mean, what happens if, I guess they don't live anywhere where there's a snowstorm, rain, all of that. I mean, good gosh.
honey,
You
listen.
gotta talk to him outside in the blizzard about what the kids doing. Child, but you know what? It is what it is, and and,
When
and
she
that's
told
what it is.
Apollo, go away from me with this, she missed it.
Child,
And
child.
he ain't been back since, okay?
Yeah, okay, child. Listen.
Yes. At the end of that scene, I thought it was so funny. She was like, I got this EpiPen in there. You know how to use it? He was like, I'll YouTube it. Child, YouTube it. He'll be dead by then.
Child. She ain't lying though. She ain't lying though. He got YouTube that thing ahead of time because he sure would be dead by the time.
Yes, there ain't nothing to play with.
Well,
But
hopefully his
beautiful
brother know how
scene.
to use it.
Yes, I think this scene and Dr. Heavenly's scene was my two favorite scenes of this episode. Truly, truly enjoyed it with the
I like
family.
the next scene you're gonna talk about too, though. But go ahead.
Okay, the next scene was a little emotional for me, so let's get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Letitia and Dr. G, they're we are at their home now. We're having kind of a baby conversation. We open up the scene. Letitia's in the kitchen. She was making a smoothie, and so she gets on the phone with her twin sister. Her sister is now pregnant with a baby girl. I want to say this is their second or third child with her husband. And so
Mhm.
Letitia was, saying that she's super happy. She's excited for her sister, and that she thinks that they should have a coming to America baby shower. And so, her sister was here for it. And so they had that conversation. Letitia said, I am very happy for you, but I do want my own baby as well. Me and Greg are trying to work on that. It's just been a lot of pressure, and I'm just going through a lot. As she's talking to her sister, Greg comes in the room and it sounds like he was wrapping up a call with the patient. And so Greg comes in and, he greets his wife. And so he said, it's giving ratchet. Where are the coasters? So he had to pull out the coasters for the raggedy table that they were sitting at. And so, Sweet Tea was said, it's time for a new table anyway. So who cares, right? You know, Letitia sits down and says, they have, she's been going to a pelvic pain specialist as she's
Mhm.
still been having lots of pain in her pelvic area after the surgery of the fibroids. And she's, still trying to work on getting her menstrual cycle under control as well. Greg was a little unfamiliar about all of that, I'm guessing. So she was just kind of breaking that all down to him, you know. She is, they are both working on the process of trying to get pregnant. They say that after a year of trying, if you have not gotten pregnant, 9 times out of 10 you may be infertile. So they have not reached that year yet of consistently trying, so we are still keeping up hope for them. IVF is also something that they are willing and open to try as well. Letitia kind of goes into a conversation of how long Greg is willing to, wait until it's time, to give up having children. And so Greg, explained that, he feels like, if it doesn't happen within the next 2 years, he's reached a point where he, feels that his schedule and his personal life will just kind of be too far gone to had the time to really carve out for children. Sweet Tea, really took a lot of pressure on that once he said that, and Greg kind of regretted saying it because the last thing that he wants to do is put any type of pressure on her to have a baby or to do anything. And so now the real question is, how bad do we want children? Do we want children bad enough where we're willing to adopt children, or do we really want to be parents? And so Letitia is really open to the fact of wanting to have her own baby. There was not really a conversation of how they exactly felt about adoption, but that is still an option, it seemed, for Greg, at least. Greg seemed to be open about that option, but Letitia really wants to try to have her own child. She's in a very emotional space right now, and I think all of the stress with the ladies and everything that's going on with the group has been a lot as well. And then I think the pressure as well of her sister having a baby is kind of mounting the pressure even more of trying to, make this thing happen. Sweet Tea was kind of brought under the pretenses onto the show, if you may, that she was going to have a baby with Greg and they were going to be this happy family. And so now seeing that, that really hasn't happened yet, it's just causing a lot of stress on them as a couple. But I
Mhm.
will say that I really do see the supportiveness of Greg, and I really do see that Greg is trying to be there, in my opinion, more than he was for Quad. And Greg, in my opinion, he put in a lot of work to try to please Quad and make her happy. But I
Mhm.
think there's a little bit of a difference here. I feel like there is a genuine love for Letitia that he has. And so he's really trying to put forth the effort to be the man that he knows he can be and that she wants him to be. So this scene was very emotional for me. I'm personally not a woman and I can't ever, experience having issue having children, but I can't imagine what that feels like as a woman, first of all, but then as a couple desiring to want to have a child. I totally agree with Greg's sentiments as far as how bad do we want children? Are we willing to take the step to adopt a child? Maybe surrogacy can be an option, and that's the beautiful thing. There are so many options that they do have if they are willing to look at other things if the normal way does not work out. Your thoughts and opinions?
If it hadn't been for this marriage with Sweet Tea, the impression I would have been left with about Greg is that he was so immature.
Mm,
But now with this, seeing him with Sweet Tea and the maturity level of Greg is off the charts. Now, is he OCD? Is he annoying? Is he over the top? Just because we ain't got no coasters under this glass is a whole major situation. Child, Sweet Tea the right one for him because I would have drove him. We would have been driving each other nuts, and the
okay.
would have been coming to our house every day because it would have been all kinds of situations. You need to stop and knock it off because I put a glass on this table without the coaster. Like it
Mhm.
ain't that serious, but I do like the maturity of his conversation with Sweet Tea because he even once he realized that he hurt her feelings, he said, "I wish I would have never even said this." He
Yeah.
said, "But But the truth of the matter is, he said, if we want a baby, then how bad do we want it? Because there are other options. There's adoption. There's this. There's that. So what he's trying to say to her is, I don't want you stressing out and to be stressed out over trying to get pregnant. So the conversation was very emotional. I felt for her because the tears rolled down her eyes. A
Mhm.
lot of times in the medical profession, they said that a lot of times when couples are going through this, it's not necessarily because they can't have a baby, it's because they're so stressed and their whole focus is around trying to have a baby, and that's why they can't get pregnant. And a lot of them, when they end up adopting a baby, the next thing you know, they get pregnant. Why? Because all of that stress about trying to have a baby is gone, because now they're trying to adopt a baby, or they have adopted a baby, and the next thing you know, they're pregnant. um I'm praying for Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg. I want this thing to work out for them. My prayers are really going towards their way in this
Yeah.
particular situation.
I totally agree with you 100%. Definitely sending my thoughts and prayers towards them.
Mhm.
As you said, and Greg said, there are so many options. We just have to really decide how bad do we want it and how serious are we about it. I think everyone wants to have children the natural way, but
Right.
sometimes we got to take an alternate route, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen in the comments that someone was saying that Candy Burris, she did surrogacy, in which she did, and it turned out wonderful for her. Blaze is a beautiful little girl. She's healthy, she's happy, and there are other options. So, Sweet Tea, weigh out your options, consider what you need to do, and I'll definitely be praying for them. But as you said, Diva, this is definitely showing a different side of Greg. Had they not brought Greg back with Sweet Tea, I would think that he's insane, crazy, and mentally unstable. I really, really would. Especially when he rolled on the floor and started slobbing and drooling all over the place. I said, there's something wrong with this man. But, he seemed to have gotten it together, and he seems to be with the person that he's supposed to be with. So I'm sending prayers for you all, and, that the desires of your hearts and God's will come to pass for y'all and your family. So shout out to them, sending that up for them.
So am I. So am I, Royaire.
Yes.
Really, really am. But
Mhm.
definitely seeing a different side of Greg. You could tell he truly loves Sweet Tea, and I think he loved Quad too. But I think Quad got in a way where she no longer wanted him, and they were no longer having sex. Remember that? So there
Mhm.
was a lot of resentment, a lot of hatred in that relationship. It went left. But let me tell you something interesting. Sweet Tea also said that Quad was trying to get Dr. Greg back at one point.
I'm gonna leave that right there.
Once she heard somebody else wanted him. Well, let's carry on.
Mhm. I'm gonna leave that right there, and I'll let the
That right there would be.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we're moving on to the glamping trip. The ladies are packing and getting ready to head out. Dr. Jackie and Phaedra are on the phone. Jackie is not too happy about this trip. She's not an outdoors girl. So Phaedra's just kind of telling her, "Look, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be doing s'mores. We're gonna be, cattling or rounding up cows or whatever it was." And she said, "Mm-mm. We're gonna be spending time together and doing stuff." And Jackie's just not here for it. Okay. Contessa is getting ready with her girls. They're being the models for her and helping her pick out the outfit. And then so we kind of switch over on to Heavenly and Dr. Simone. Now, Heavenly and Dr. Simone are on FaceTime. Laura's in the room as well. And so, you know, Dr. Simone was saying that, Heavenly may be trying to help, or excuse me, Contessa may be trying to help Heavenly and Sweet Tea get back in a better place, at least allowing their bridges to connect so that they can be on one accord in the same room. Heavenly says that the problem with the group is everybody wants an apology, and she tired of giving out apologies. When will she get her apology? I mean, she do a lot around here. Simone feels that Contessa wants Heavenly, and Letitia to be back on one accord. And if they can get on one accord, maybe Contessa and Heavenly can get on one accord and bridge the gap between one another. Heavenly wants Quad and Simone to have a conversation and kind of figure those things out. After that, the ladies are headed to the airport. They're getting ready to get on their flight for Florida. As we're on the plane, Jackie said that Toya looked cute and that she almost put that same outfit on. Toya said, well, we should have put it on together. We could have been mommy and daughter.
Toya, hopeful. Toya,
And
hopeful.
sweatpants with quad. I said, y'all.
Toya, hopeful. It was cute though.
So the ladies landed in the first truck. We had Phaedra, Contessa, Letitia, and Simone. In the second truck, we had Quad, Dr. Jackie, Heavenly, and Toya. And so, there was an open prayer for this trip, that everything goes well and that the ladies have a good time. And so, in between the prayer, we got flashes of what is to come on next week's episode. And next week looks like it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. So any thoughts on those last scenes as far as the ladies getting ready for the glamping trip?
I thought that was cool. I'm getting ready, I'm going, I'm being on the plane, and the prayer that they had in the sprinter, the ride or whatever, once they did arrive and they was going to wherever it is that they're going to be staying. Again, like I said, I was looking for Quad's luggage and I didn't see it. So in my mind, it went right back to the Louis store after that scene. That's in my mind. But listen, I've been wrong plenty of times and I could be wrong again. I feel like it's right back at the Louis Vuitton store because they love to put up there how much the luggage costs. And I was like, that luggage is back where it belongs and the car is probably back on the rental lot. But anywho, so it was a nice scene. I'm going to see how this all pans out. Now, I will say this, Sweet Tea, she's an old soul in the sense that she dresses older, but she's a beautiful girl, and she's looking good in her confessionals. Now her confessionals, she all spicy and young looking. Why was she showing up to the different events? You like, what the heck is going on, Sweet Tea?
But I think it's like you said, she is just, the reality TV hasn't grasped her yet. She's still living that natural everyday life. So of course I'm going to show up to confessionals and be all dolled up. But as I go on my everyday day, I'm doing what I do, and the ladies aren't the best example of doing what glamming up on a regular basis, because 9 times out of 10, either they have on their scrubs or they look at a hot mess and whatever they got on anyways. So, the only people that really halfway do is Quad and Phaedra. Them the only girls that really dress up on a regular.
That's true.
And Toya every now and then. Toya wears some cute stuff as well too. But
and Dr. Contessa looking good.
Yes, Dr. Contessa looks really, really good. She can dress well. She can put on clothes. Yes, she can put on clothes.
She could put on clothes. So
that was season 11, episode 3 of Married to Medicine. Saddle up, Cowgirls. Your thoughts and opinion overall on this episode, as we're giving our thoughts and opinion on a scale of 1 to 10. People, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we will read off those as we are giving our thoughts and opinions as well. Yours, Auntie?
Yes, y'all rate the episode from 1 to 10. Throw your numbers in the chat. I'm going to give it a 7. It had some very good scenes. I named those to you. We kind of agreed on them. The scene with Dr. Heavenly and her son. The scene with Dr. G and Letitia, and they talking about the pregnancy thing. And then what was the other scene that we loved too? There was another one that we loved. So it had 3 really good scenes. So you know what? Because of those 3 really good scenes, I'll up it to like a 7.5. I will do that. I'm liking it. I'm really, really liking it. I'm enjoying it. It's not all this every second. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's not all of that. It's showing us some genuine stuff. Oh, you know what? In Dr. Eugene's business, you know what? I'm going to up it to an 8. I'm giving this episode an 8.
Okay. Yeah.
A solid 8. It was a lot of good scenes. A lot of good
scenes. This episode was really, really good. I'm gonna stick with you on an 8 as well. I had a lot of fun laughter this episode, mainly with Dr. Heavenly and Zachary. That scene really did it for me. Simone and Cecil showing up to the apartment and the kids missing. That was hilarious. And then Phaedra and her boys, they really did it. And then, like you said, Dr. Eugene and Avery and Toya. I mean, the kids kids popped up this episode. The families was familying this episode.
Yes, it
I
was.
really
That's it.
truly enjoyed it. Yes.
That's
Contessa's girls are so beautiful. They're tall, just like her. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Vanessa said a 7. K Macho said a 8 out of 10. Ocean Dream said a 7 or 6. Lisa said a 7. Claire said a 6. Candy said a 8. Katrina said 7. Leo said 8. And Zima said 6. Claire said I'll up it to a 7. All righty. Well, not too bad, people. This was a good review. I enjoyed this time together. Y'all, please remember to hit the like button on our both of our channels. I have dropped the link for both of our channels in the chat several times. So just scroll back up and hit the like button on either channel, whoever you're on, and then go to the other one as well. Join us tomorrow at 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see it. All right. Well, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
You definitely got to go back and watch because you thought we was at Apollo's house. First of all.
All right, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Boom.
I said, not Apollo, girl. You know darn well Apollo can't afford no house like that. But anyways, look, I don't want to count his coins. I don't know what Apollo can. But yes, remember to join us on tomorrow as we will be recapping Housewives of Potomac. I have watched Housewives of Potomac, and oh my goodness, it was an episode. Mia, you got some explaining to do, honey, because the kids do not want Ink as a father. They don't, okay? So make sure you join us tomorrow at 6 for our recap of Housewives of Potomac. If you've missed any of our recent recaps of Married to Medicine and Housewives of Potomac, please go to our channels and watch and hit that like button. Join Diva tonight about probably 8:30.
I gotta see.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Turn your notification bell on Diva's channel as well as mine so that you can see when she goes live. We truly appreciate you guys' love and support. And we ain't forgot about Tia, okay? We coming. We gonna wait for wrap up, and we just gonna do all of the episodes in one big episode. So stay tuned for that as well. Anything else, Auntie?
No, it was a good episode, and y'all should watch and support. Because it really is good, and I'm hoping it continues down this path, and we don't go to a dark side with it. I just like reality TV. I don't like when it gets dark, because who wants to watch TV and it's dark? Like that's not why we watch. We watch
that in our own lives.
That part right there. Somebody said, Diva, I hope you come on tonight. We love your trending topics. It's everything. Love you back, Lakeisha. All right, y'all, we'll figure it out. Good night, y'all. Good night. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Hit that like button and subscribe.
Bye.